There's been lots of exciting, innovative young filmmakers to emerge in the last 10 years or so, but more than any, Matt Johnson is someone who I've wanted to make a video about for a long time. I feel like his films capture the essence of modern cinema in this age of the internet and postmodernism in such a directly distinct way. His low-budget early films, such as The Dirties and Operation Avalanche, are creative, ambitious, and incredibly impressive given their small resources. And Nirvana the band The Show is hilarious, and I can't wait for the film. Today though, I'd like to focus particularly on a film called Matt and Mara. It's an indie romance directed by Kaza Gradwinski. It stars Matt Johnson as Matt and Dara Campbell as Mara. It's truly one of my favorite films that I've seen in a long time. One of the things I love most about Matt and Mara is just how effectively it's able to get across its point so quickly. Not just in relation to the runtime, a very watchable 90 minutes, but the pacing of the film. Everything feels important and true to these characters and the film. Mara is worried about her life. She doesn't listen to music and feels she doesn't have an intellectual response to it. Yet she's been married to a musician for 8 years. She's a writer who hasn't published anything for a while, and says she's fascinated with the idea of someone who truly believes they know nothing about themselves, and that all of their desires are a complete secret from them, and that these desires could be revealed at any moment and ruin her life. Enter Matt. Matt is an arrogant but charismatic old boyfriend of Mara, who's just in town for the next couple of weeks. He's a successful writer who wants to shake people out of their complacency. The film is distinctly down to earth. It's super real and totally avoids any childlike romantic fallacies or what-if Hollywood moments. It doesn't even really have a lost in translation ending. The subject of romance in the film and the characterization of it is presented in such a clinical way, especially given the fact that the film follows two writers. It's clinical. Each scene and conversation in the film is very direct and meaningful, but not in an obvious way. The film slowly wraps you up in this relationship. It presents two choices, Mara at a crossroads in her life. But Mara, like the film, is very mature and arrives at maybe not the most climactic ending, but the most honest ending. It isn't until the end of the film that you realize every moment has been very purposeful. The film does a great job presenting Matt. You only see him from an outsider's perspective, but you learn about him through simple, everyday moments. But then there's a voice of reason character in the film, Mara's friend, who Mara visits throughout the film to explain her dilemma to her. Ultimately, Mara's friend comes in clutch in two important scenes, essentially accurately predicting the rest of the film and giving Mara some good advice. While the film is not only a very honest and accurate portrayal of relationships, struggles of identity, midlife crises, and artistic uncertainty, the film then also adds an additional layer of realism by bending but not quite breaking the fourth wall, with Matt Johnson playing Matt. In real life, Matt Johnson is a filmmaker from Toronto who has a style that's very provocative and in your face. In the film, he plays a writer from Toronto, freshly hot off his new book, which is in the film described as very in your face and controversial. The film is almost set in a tangent universe, almost identical to the real world, with just a few subtle differences. This is achieved very cleverly to present some commentary on the intellectual and academic landscape of the literature scene in Toronto. From their very first conversation in the film, we get a glance of the kind of people and the kind of writers that Matt and Mara are. More specifically, we're shown how different Matt and Mara are. But the film maneuvers in a way that shows their relationship to be very engaging and ultimately develops and concludes in an honest way.